Boy Scout movement was founded at the turn of the last century by a very interesting and sort of historically sort of simplified character named Lord Baden-Powell. And for the first 50 years or so of it, it was a notably more militaristic, military-style organization than it's sort of known now. There's still sort of hints of that history. Anyway, and then it grew up and sort of went international, and World War I happened, and all of these young men marched with great excitement into battle, and many of them, of course, didn't come back. And then at the end of the war, in 1918, Baden-Powell was stricken with, he was very sick, and he had a very high fever for weeks and weeks and weeks, and he was so high that he was started to hallucinate. And he hallucinated these sort of waves of recently deceased teenage boys from all over the world sort of descending on him to kill him, which has been removed from newer versions of his official biography and everything, but it's part of sort of his personality and part of where his organization went thereafter, I think. Anyway, so this poem is set at the height of that. It's called The Fever Dreamer. I have made the boys, Baden boys, Britannia boys, I have made them cruel and handsome, made them march in single file back straight, sleeping on their haunches like new carnivores. I have taught the boys to take the waste from their lives, to cure the spit-clean trousers of mange and leg and mittens. I've had my boys go post-European and sew their pockets shut. I have beaten boys. I have whipped their face with eyebrows. I have singed their shirts with steam and broken out the laxatives. I have proctored international, made and been remade by boy. I have told the boys, I want them. I want them for King and Kaiser, want them Lusitania and Sinosaurus tensions, want them cradle of statecraft and Metternichs and mobs, want armament contracts for agreed upon fathers, mothers who would pack mule pamphlets into bedrooms, the boyish yes of Oxford Press printing in 3 weeks why we are at war. I have become the boys' sincerity, their sweated out details. I have boxed the boys, bent them at their waists and wound their backs for marching. If you scratch my surface, I will be the boys' defense. I'll settle their wounds with the good news of field dress. I will wear them hats. I will tie them heads to handkerchiefs. Who will taste how I have egged them on, how I have fed the boys provisions. In those first provocations of Union Hall and Field, I've shown them the fruitful economy of hunters, bought them the blades for first shaves. With the saccharine blood of their comeuppance, I have calmed them. I've shown them to suckle on the nearest teat to tongue. I've left them to tend to these friendships in dark habitats. The boys, as boys, descend on repertoires of bravery. I know I bring it up again, but look at what they're wearing. Observe the benevolent cotton at their necklines, their badges and banners torqued into hieroglyph. Boy at swim, boy at camp, boy against the outline of the nation that protects him, boy using arrow, boys embraced around a flame. I apologize to Europe for the invention of the boy. I did not design them to be tyrants or marauders. I didn't dream them up to die. I demanded of boys that they drift in mythic packs, wicked on the scent of antagonist or sibling. I regret that climactic lifting of the fence, the appeal to factor in the fattened hearts of kings. I have brokered boys, bankrolled their littleness and lust. I've erected border towns both between and inside them, built hives in their minds free from history. Cornered in this keyhole nightmare of Brittany, I've engendered all the boys as brood and as bereavement. Call me Piper, boogeyman, but it is true I made the boys. I've made the boys bewildering. Thank you, everybody.